Renekton. The Renekton is... Hang on a second. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, no, Calyx might be playing Rumble mid. I was thinking, oh, well, if you don't take phase reps, you can never trade. You must be able to... The only way that you win a lot of the... Hang on a second. Gets the E in there. Flashing from Chris. Calyx is probably blowing his flash too. I don't think you kill. One gank going from top side to bottom side was fine. I think this was risky. Okay, Chris starting to get the CC through. How CC can get through? Ooh, Taunt coming through. Tien doesn't have the flag drags. He's been rooted up by the Nico. Lights over the wall. First blood goes to Calyx. Remember, Calyx doesn't have flash, so he can't escape this. Because this should still be a 1 for 2. Also, importantly, Tien has been left alive, and Tien also still has, he has a kill. He got the kill earlier. So now Tien has got himself, oh my god, after missing all of his ganks. Nico is hidden as a minion. Can Tien get this in time? Yes, he can. My dude, Gideon is right there. Careful, buddy. Oh, I say that. Oh, my... Oh, what is happening? Can someone hit some skill shots, please? God damn. Shahu gets the taunt down. Oh, Gideon. Tien wins his flag drag up. It's coming up in like 2 seconds. Doesn't he kill Gideon here? Okay, stuck up in real Lens. Doesn't want to go use the flash. Lens does have flash. Likely going to be flashing away. Tien flashing over. Lens, does he have an extra root in here? That was a little bit of a messy flash, I think, from Tien. He has himself a flag drag. Can he get it now? Oh my god, Tien. I mean, the secret is don't gank a lane. It was quite funny because it was just like, well, oh, EQ missed from Jovan. Ooh, Q missed from Vi. Oh, wait, are we back in? Yay. Yay, nice. There we go. Okay, so Tien is currently 3-0. He hasn't managed to back to spend any of that gold, but cool. Wait a second. So Tien has not only gotten away with not doing his bot 3 camps on that. Hang on a second. King and Flash from forwards. Chris doesn't have... Oh, he needs to hack... Oh, King over the Higgs Flash. Breathe, can you get anything more? It's so close. Chris has flashed over the wall. Tien goes to the play as well. He has no flash, but King can just flash forward aggressively. And the cow will take him down. What is happening? Oh, God. So now Gideon will...
Mid-sub also 3-0'd the people that beat them last time as well.
Is Raz going to cast Worlds? I believe so. I believe Raz is on the event. I think he was there on the talent announcement, which is very cool. Always appreciate Raz being there. Got to meet Raz again like this time last year. When did I first see Raz? Was that MSI 23? I met a lot of people at MSI 23 because it was just in my backyard basically. Hang on, Gideon going forwards.
There's some violence in carrying, that's quite important. The hero's entrance comes on in and will not be in time to save up Tien. The 3-0 Jarvan is now just dead.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a really fed Jarvan off the table. Really good engage coming through from Nongshim. So they have... Well, Weibo, they're catching him in the pit now. Chris going in, and Invitational lands the ult.
Public execution, we love to see it. Can they get any more value? CC'd up, though, and I think Breathe will be breathing no more, and Gideon gets another. Nongshim bouncing back happily across this fight because they're just picking up both the entrance members from Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, it looked like it was an okay engage coming in from Ambassador, but then the damage follow-up just wasn't that big. Chris flashed out early, and I wonder if that was a mistake, actually. Kind of left Jarvan alone in the front line position, and in life, at least King's died again on the side of Weibo. Kind of threatens the Renekton massively. Sometimes the Ambassador does, but not all the time. Chris going forward for the combo. Lens does have flash. Gideon does too. Might have to use them.
I think they are hitting the correct member of the Nico clone family, named the one that's not a clone. And so they hit them in the face with killing.
I have no idea. Gideon's going topside. He has ult again. Breathe does have flash, does have ult.
He needs to watch the wrist rocket punch. A good flash away from Breathe, who used the force to get a premonition of dark things coming.
You could have done the rockets for Corky's.
That's true. That would have been significantly sensier. But yeah, I
Dragon taken by Weibo. Shahu is getting run up by... Wait, actually, who's running it? Who? Dragon's coming down. Does have Sun Sky. 700 gold ahead of the Vi. Calyx will be able to ease through them, presumably, to escape.
Gets a decent slice and dice. He might not need to escape at all, is my worry here. And over comes Lahend. I think this is going to be an absolute disaster for Weibo Gaming.
Oh,
Hero's entrance allows for a swift exit.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to be attacking the Renekton with 1,000 gold lead. Renekton is so broken at this point in the game, just at the one item spike with a gold lead. Gideon does have ult and flash. This is super dangerous, isn't it?
I think Weibo might be dying here.
Chris does have ult, which means he could be in a bit of trouble himself. Gideon looking for the smite steal if he can. Didn't have smite actually.
Tien got it from his passive, I think, from the Gust Walker.
Oh, maybe occurring. Tien is walking up. Yay, violence. Shahu on the flank, and just watch Calyx. Calyx is so strong in reaction right now.
Does he want it without the pop block?
Oh, Chris!
Away. Very nice, Chris. That denies the attempted pop blossom engage, but it doesn't allow them to get towards the Herald. Crisp is going to have to heal to get some speed up as the slow from the Electro Harpoon came on in. Nongshim blow a couple ultimates, don't get any kills, but it's kind of vaguely Safari League of Legends, but the wildlife did try to interact.
Yeah, Safari League of Legends, we just watch the wildlife and see what happens. The Herald does go to Nongshim. Weibo don't get us cross map either. The best they get is teleport. It's gotta happen sometime.
It's gotta happen sometime. I mean, yes, obviously, dream would be to have it as this big grand tournament. All the important matches happen on weekends. But the problem is, if you do that with too many matches, it stretches the tournament way too long. And so it just ends up becoming unfeasible. So in the interest of the format being good, I'd much rather have some games on weekdays and deal with it. And that's Herald down. Gatling gun comes on down. I did have a guy in my chat from Masters whose name is Corky E sound effect.
Yes, no.
First message, it was I fall asleep to that sound. And
yeah, Sam, they were in our chat here too, Sam. Yeah, it was a wonderful
here
time.
as well, are they?
Yeah. Gideon going forwards, has the ult still. Galio coming in.
Out comes the cease and desist, the pop blossom ult flying everywhere. It's a lot of Venn diagrams of doom, and unfortunately, Tien is in the middle of all of them. And that will be a very dead Jarvan. They can now look towards the mid lane tier 1. Nongshim got King coming around from flank angle, looking for some Electro Harpoons, forcing Weibo to retreat. Crisp is trapped between no man's land, and a lot of very angry people. Has to flash his burning down. Just about survives. Kingen continuing to try to interrupt some backs. Can't secure any kills. And actually, the turret stands for a second or two, though I don't think Xiaohu can defend this for much of this wave, and Jiwoo should finish up.
They have
what
the three
team started. Breathe is TP'd in, though, and might have stuck around too long.
Well, Breathe doesn't have flash or ult, so we can't even do anything with that, so Jiwoo just gets to walk away. Weibo are falling into this problem where they get an engage with Tien and Xiaohu, and then there's 0 damage afterwards, because Light is not doing enough damage right now, and nor is Xiaohu.
I think what might be happening is the top tier 1 is going to die.
I think that one's pretty easily going to happen. Nongshim have been very good at just grouping up around these objectives in a way that, like, again, if you want to see a really good example of LPL versus LCK, watch the objective play in this game, where actually Weibo good skirmishes, but Nongshim have set up well around stuff like the Grubs and the Herald, which has led them to this kind of advantage.
Flag and drag forwards, looking to get the pop blossom turnaround as Lehens does get a serious punish. Crisp very late on the Galio. Just about survives. In comes the Galio, and of course the Cataclysm from Jarvan. Good value there. Xiaohu down trying to ult. Will come across. Finally gets another knocker, but it's only onto the clone of the Nico and a little bit of the Jiwoo, who's largely untouched and continue to free fire. Hurricanes in, and the Yunara just blows everyone's health bars to smithereens.
Oh, the 4-man on X and Q shreds the HP bars as well. Nongshim will get a huge fight and the inner turret. And Weibo, I think this game's kind of dead. Not doing enough damage in the Corky. And Xiaohu's so far behind that he's not really following up either.
That is pretty ridiculous. And again, the mid lane Renekton has just proven insanely valuable. Gone diving into it. It's been horrible. Gets a steal!
Tien!
Oh, the Prince of Thieves gets some value there. Yeah, and like there's a public execution that's missed on Jiwoo as he gets knocked up by the hero's entrance as well. Like, even the potential turnaround from Weibo Gaming just doesn't quite land. And it just gives so much freedom for that Yunara to do value. And Calix is in danger here, though. Just about survived, but not for long as the public execution drags. One of the turret from his Breathe is immediately CC'd, and so it goes into a 1-for-1. Electro Harpoon lands on the Light Flash. Vault Breaker. Nice combo from Gideon. And now Xiaohu and Crisp need to run away because there's another Vault Breaker. Another punch in the face, and the Relentless Force keeps running.
Gideon just keeps spamming through the Qs. In fact, it didn't even need the flash. That one was still on cooldown, actually. But yeah. I was like, hang on a second, how did he get there?
Because that where I was wrong that time.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wow. Jax will be very proud.
Yeah. He's not in this.
Imagine if you had a real, I don't know,
light source.
Imagine if you used a real word. Yeah. Stop using fake words.
I mean, no one.
Dragon Skin attack. It's quite obvious after that. Nongshim have a very large. The gold lead. No, they don't.
I need to focus. Stop this.
The red buff taken away by Nongshim. Go for a fight. Maybe the boss side showable.
Yeah, there's some denting blows and some relentless force. And is that the vibe burst thing on a punch, isn't it? Relentless force.
Pretty sure. It used to be excessive force, but then they renamed that for reasons.
Same that assault and battery is now season 6.
And public execution didn't rename that one.
No, that one. In fairness, that one is very fitting for Ambessa's character, who is all about the corporal punishment. Light does need to be a bit wary here, as the Vault Breaker was being charged, still being charged. Goes forward, does Gideon, looking for a potential cease and desist angle. Gets dragged under the turret for it, flagged and dragged, and probably be down to hell, but no, a flash away keeps Gideon alive on sub 10 HP. Breathe is about to go down as Nightmare continues to be the most irritating human on the planet, which would be a shock to no one as the Pop Blossom comes on in. And yes, it did. I saw it on screen. Do not gaslamp me, you cretin.
He didn't say flash. Anyway, Baron's big stud. Let's talk about that.
No one's ever heard of that ability.
Whoa, wait. They've leashed Baron? Hang on a second. Can Weibo just revenge barrier them? I think they have. It's happening live on my stream. Kingen, it might flash over, but hang on a second. I think Weibo might be able to leash this Baron.
Alex is kind of what a flank angle here as well. Knight's low, but Kingen looking to come and pin people in. I think that Corki's in danger, especially with the Electro Harpoon hit. Down to 10% HP. Calyx with a flash. I think Corki has to leave them. He's got no DPS. Baron's still going down, but what about getting out? Java gets it, but the Pop Blossom on everyone. It's a massacre. At least Xiaohu gets one, but I'm not looking happy for the rest of the game. Xiaohu does a decent amount of work, but the damage is all just not there.
And with 3 people left alive, Nongshim will run it down mid lane and end this game. It was a revenge Baron, which Weibo thought might be able to slingshot them back in. No, it didn't. Nongshim, really clean set of players around the early topside objectives, make up for some poor early skirmishes, and Weibo get a little bit blasted the later the game goes on. I don't think they were ready for this Renekton mid. Calyx had an awesome game on it. In terms of MVP, not exactly. Did you know he has a skin for Aatrox, which I hope he plays next year? I didn't know that, Boring. No, I didn't know that. Incredible. Nongshim going to push in towards bot lane, and they do have the 3 grubs. So they'll be able to take that tag quickly.
Didn't you end up winding up certain members?
And we've been enjoying the show. Very much looking forward to it. Yeah, it feels wrong in that sense, right? If there's an English cast, I don't want to like add another one on top of it. Hans is going to walk into Tien. He's going to find Gideon there too. Galliot's coming in.
That's not a bad flag and drag. The problem is Gideon is still pretty damn tanky. Public execution comes across. They might actually get that pick off. That's not bad. Can they get anything more? Nice dodge away from Jiwoo though. Tien finally gets the catechism. Flash on forward for the pole flash. The flash out from the Yunara means nothing. She's dead. Pop Blossom's there, but not in time. As Weibo are fighting this one really well. Breathe with a lot of healing. It's getting some work. And Xiao just is punched one of the base. And Kingen, the world's MVP, is dead.
Sam, they've just killed 4 for none.
Yeah.
That's 7k down. There's a wave, I believe, ahead of that lane anyway. He's just going to try and stop it being as quick to the turret. So it means that I guess they can't go clear through a full inhibitor. Weibo don't have grubs themselves. There is a wave on top side. Breathe should be able to take that one down. Lahen's dying so late, though, does leave Nongshim without their support for a little while.
It does, and the gold lead is just largely halved at this point.
No, never said that. Yeah, never said that at all. I think we're now at a point where it is on an execution-based teamfight. King, it is on the flank. Xiao, who does need to get out safely here. Oh, Xiao.
That's the public execution turnaround there, and they can re-enter with the hero's entrance. It's all a bait. It's all a ruse. They get the Gen.G. Jiwoo needs to start turning it around. It's caught within the winds of war. The taunt comes on through, and that means Yunara is dead to rights. Calyx needs to run away, but it's burning out. The Death's Dance brings him down, and Nongshim get blasted.
No way. How have Weibo done this? The AoE teamfight is insane. The combo missing from Chris. We'll blame that one on lag. Chris may be burning down. So close. The cow will make it out alive. The steak seared, but not sauteed. Xiaohu will go in mid lane, take the mid lane in a turret, and Nongshim from such a good position.
You have to understand his wisdom, Alex.
You know, he had to make us suffer first for us to understand his true wisdom. He gets the Winds of War down. Insane, just random bits of AoE. And now Weibo do have the damage they lacked earlier.
There's a Medjais in inventory for Xiaohu.
Oh my god, how's that happen? Even like stuff like the Horizon Focus for the stat stick is kind of insane too. Chris doesn't have flash. The Galliot's coming in.
He's summoned the Batman, and that will be the bat signal put on down. Taunt comes on down to the Calyx again. The Renekton that was so scary earlier on is now becoming a lot more killable. This is a lot of HP, not that much else. That's the ult and the Sterak's out.
Yeah, Infernal is up on the table for Nongshim, and Nongshim do have better positioning. I'm a little bit afraid that Chris on so low HP and no ult can't engage in the way he wants to. Tien's going to start trying to heal off the red buff. Taking the dragon lower, this could be a flip for the Infernal Soul in favor of Nongshim.
Tien won the flip earlier. Pop Blossom from the Hens gets to the backside. They pulled off the dragon. Tien's still around. They get the taunt from Xiao, who
Breathe!
Execution. Breathe now in danger. Dragon still going down on the other side. It's a split fight. Tien on the backside gets flashed on by Calyx with the Ruthless Predator. Tien needs to try and get in. They don't. That's Soul now for Nongshim, who are managing this fight well. Crisp goes down, and Nongshim right the ship. No! And the stormy weather instead comes for Weibo Gaming. Their own ship begins to crack and crumble, and they are keelhauled here.
No, wait, Sam, wait.
Wait, can look for some more. Hang on. Some Drakehound stepping. That'll be Gideon trying to vault break Taker away. Xiaohu just is punching. Gets slowed down. Winds of War just shy.
The Infernal Cinder's getting Gideon out to safety. He picked them up so he can... Gold is within, you know, around about 1,000 at 36 minutes in. It's a hell of a close game, actually. And going on to the flashless Nico.
Oh, boy. I think that's just a very deadly hand. Pop Blossom comes on through, and they get the kill. Nicely done.
Wow, I mean, Tien and Xiao get brought low, but this is one of the problems with Nico. Nico is a very fragile champion. Really difficult to uphold now, and this is a problem because you can catch off people like the flashless Renekton, maybe.
Flash to the taunt. They do get a hold of that. There's a GA to work with. That's a lot of a bounce house. The equalizer is decent, but then the perfect execution to the backside gets a lot of value for Breathe, who makes it a very public moment. There's the Pop Blossom value, but unfortunately, not that clean as yet, as the GAs everywhere are getting broken down. Jiwoo down to his own GA, gets an Arc of Ruin off before he dies. Calyx with the Ruthless Predator getting some value, and Nongshim actually end up cleaning up the fight pretty damn well. The health bars are low, Light with the slightly longer range, but the health bars and the man disadvantage making this very dicey indeed.
Weibo took that fight just before the Galliot came back up. Looking for something to go from the other side here. They do know that this ward is here. Griff's out of vision, going for the combo.
He sees that's what he was seeing, a potential angle on him, but maybe it's all a ruse. Weibo Gaming, you can't take the blessings of the god for granted. You've got to play with them respectfully.
Now, Alistair doesn't have ult for the Elder coming up in 10 seconds. Oh, jeez. Chris really needs some healing from somewhere. Not exactly sure where he's going to get that. That's a bit of a problem.
Gideon on flank angle.
He is on a flank, and reminder that Light doesn't have GA still. That was taken down in that last fight. Most of the GA is down in the game.
Yeah, I think every GA, there were 4 of them, they're now all gone, but then we're looking at the Elder down to half HP. Redemption coming on in, allowing a potential face check on in. There's the equalizer. It's decent. Like, everyone with the Pop Blossom. Lehend is a heretic, and the blessings of the god mean nothing. They do manage to kill off Jiwoo, though. That's not bad going Breathe, because you just dance in the backside. That Pop Blossom might not be enough. Elder taken, though, by Gideon. The turnaround fight getting tricky, but it might not matter. They're losing. Nongshim with Elder, still losing.
So close. Calyx, does he have enough damage in? I think they're going to win against the Elder Dragon. The steal comes through, but a triple kill to Xiaohu will still win the game.
What is a dragon god in the face of the blessings of the grasshopper god? Weibo Gaming managed to make it work in the most dramatic, cinematic fashion possible.
Our grasshopper god, Guo Yongji, kept us guessing. But truly, the faithful are rewarded. Predicted Weibo, Weibo will win game 1 somehow.
I would suggest against VOD reviewing this game. All it will give you is conniptions. If you want to, though.
Yorick, but I think Aatrox is pretty fine here, too.
Was God go with prediction chart? I missed it. Yes, he was. Yes, it was. It was Weibo Gaming, I believe. For the record. Pen, you have now been blessed by my knowledge of God Guo. How did I do this? Was I putting headphones? Was I looking at... I must have just been looking at chat. Either way, Calyx doesn't have a flash, has died to Tien. Tien is now slightly in danger, but gets across the wall. Potential flash angle, won't do it. Rune Prison comes on down. Remember, Calyx doesn't have a flash. Xiaohu wants it, can't quite get past the command dissonance. And so ends up blowing his flash for not all that much value. Tien trying to steal some more here. Winter's Bite comes down. Dark Dustbringer goes wide. Tien is low, but does have Smite in a few seconds. May wait on it. No Smite for Gideon. Resonating strike angle. Can potentially jump onto Gideon, who will have the spell shield angle. Jumps on forwards. There's the cripple. Look for a bit more. Lands. Oh, my days, doesn't quite get the Q past the Calyx. Good observing. Fear onto Crisp, who's in danger. Safeguard shield keeps them all alive. He tower dove level 3. Yeah, I think I just missed it. I think I just missed it. I don't know how. Back towards red buff we look. Invade happening. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike. Red buff secure, but the realm up now in. In comes the Paranoia, but it's an escape Paranoia. No, it was just to get the Shockwave in range. Oh, what a turnaround. Absolute heads up stuff from Gideon. Flash from Light will at least get 1 kill back, but I think the emotional damage alone is done. That was clean. So, picture the scene. Red buff invade. Weibo Gaming have got themselves an early kill on Tien's Lee Sim from a tower dive. I definitely saw and definitely didn't miss and definitely not been gaslit about.
Right, okay. Anyway, Grub's getting started here. We might have to recap me on that later.
That might be true. Might be true, as they got a little bit of a dazzle coming on forwards from the Tarek. TM will land the Sonic Wave, though, potentially looking to get involved with a bit more damage. Lahen's only at the level 4 with the Brawn passive stacking. I think he's just a very dead Tarek.
No, King is going on to Light.
They're find King on the backside. They get some value with Jiwoo. Also finds the angle across. Nicely managed there. A little too deep on the Tarek, and it all starts going wrong. They do at least finally bring the Tarek down, but he was more than tanky enough to cause some chaos.
Both the carries are now down for Weibo, and I'm not sure Weibo can really stick around. Q from TN, he might be able to ward hop out.
Can potentially do that. Will safeguard over to his teammates. Kingin gets pulled back by the Infernal Chain.
That was an insane fight from Kingin, by the way. Flashed over the body blockers and ulted straight onto Light, who just ate it after that point.
Blasted.
Now suddenly, 3-0-3 Jiwoo on Kai'Sa, which is not an Orianna combo with the Kai'Sa flying through, and being this far down now against these kind of carries, that's going to be really hard to do.
I mean, the Orianna was having a horrible time, and then has managed to come back in. Now, however, it might be on the wrong end of a very aggressive gank from 3 members, looking for the rune present. The shockwave lands only onto Xiaohu, and that means Calyx is a dead robot.
Breed will flash out of the shockwave. Who did they give the kill over to? Towards Tien's Lee Sins. They managed to shut him down a little bit there. I don't know if it was actually a true shutdown. I didn't see the extra gold on top of it. I wasn't looking, basically. Like, we'll throw the feathers in there. We'll see the red buff being taken. And yeah, a little earlier into the tournament, Lahen's and Gideon really sticking around here.
There's been a lot of play around these red buffs, for better and worse. Nongshim got the better of the last one.
Hang on, Xiaohu's
Dazzle
here.
comes across, but now they're going to look to collapse. Gideon has got Paranoia. Where's the shockwave angle? Going to try and use the Paranoia to escape via Light, but he doesn't have a spell shield anymore. That means this Nocturne in danger. Rune Prism on the other side onto Lahen's, who's only level 5. Looking for the Dazzle. Does get the stun. Flashes away. Crisp now in danger as Light gets kicked. A bit of an angle as Jiwoo, I apologize, the one who gets kicked. There's still some turnaround. Both supports dying. Light needs to back away. Does bring a landing. Xiao trying to speed away. Jiwoo flashing. Trying to get some more value, but doesn't have a Q cooldown. Light has to Featherstorm.
Yeah, and Calyx,
and as we all know,
which is a true story.
Exactly. That's what happened in 2020, guys.
Important though. Does anyone know who God Guo has been predicting? Hang on, there's going to be the Rumble coming in. A lot of damage onto the Brawn.
Here we go. There's the Paranoia. Dazzle comes on down alongside the Cosmic Radiance. Potential angle to give themselves a little bit of time to roll with. Jiwoo trying to escape with the Killer Instinct. Dazzle just wide. They have killed off the Brawn, but now everyone's got to run. There's the passives from Brawn begin to fly, even from beyond the grave. They do kill off the Nocturne.
Really good Tarek ultimate to save a lot of damage. Turns it into a 1-for-1, but Weibo's still showing that they haven't realized to fight into 3 members like this. Breathe heading over the wall, though, to make sure there's some extra damage available.
Potentially going to leave this turret alone, though, for King, and we're diving.
So we're going for a 5v4. Remember that, hang on, good shovel shockwave. It's Kai'Sa roaming up river.
Xiao has to flash away. All the while, Jiwoo's in danger as Tien finds him and will be forcing the ult out of the Kai'Sa.
Okay, so Kai'Sa, very low HP. Does that open up a mid lane turret take for Weibo?
King's still on bot turret, by the way, completely untouched.
Kingin will take the bot lane turret. The question is, what do Weibo get elsewhere? Do they get anything on mid lane? Not sure about that.
You get a bit of a shove, actually. There's some pings and some assists. Look at the Scion ulting up to mid lane. They want to get this turret. I think Light might stick around and just trade his life for it. Gets the auto and does secure it. Has got to Featherstorm the ult, but now they're looking to get behind. Jiwoo in danger as the Sonic Wave lands. That means Kai'Sa's in danger. All the while, both AD carries are being traded out on their opposite numbers. That's a bit scary. Kingin going to get taken low here. Has to flash, still stunned up. Door comes on down. Now Kingin's in danger as the concussive blow stack. Oh, Winter's Bite onto Gideon. Jiwoo with no ult, but does have a flash. The health bar to Weibo going so low. The Acanthian Rain! And a Realm War gets away. Here's the Realm War. Does Xiao have a flash? No, we have to blow it topside. They kill off the Kai'Sa. Feather's still flying. Lahen's is here with a bit of healing courtesy of the Starlight Touch. And that means that Kingin survives with the Soul Furnace shield on top of everything else.
So Tien was farming top camps, which allowed him to get behind it up. This would be second dragon for Weibo, first for Nongshim. Do we get a proper fight here? But the problem is, if Weibo walk into this, they would be walking into the Nocturne Orianna combo. I don't think they want to test that right now. They'll give it over.
Feats of strength as well now. Nongshim have got really strong feet. Like muscular feet.
Yep, they are so, yep. See the tendons and the veins and everything. Yeah. Herald into mid lane, 2 grubs on top of it. This won't insta-kill the turret, but it'll take a good chunk out of it.
And they can just stick around again. They've got a sign here. They're going to throw down the Nocturne combo into the air. Immediately goes the Xayah. Dazzle down, and of course the Cosmic Radiance is going to time out now. And that means that Nongshim down some really big tools. The Shockwave lands onto Xiaohu, but no one else. Redemption coming on forwards. Light! Dazzle! Light, no!
Light just walked forwards. Just
towards the Light!
What? He had no flash. He just used his ultimate. G will kill. Breathe. Light may have just thrown the game off of that. Well, that was some proper Nirvana gaming. Well, you may know the Rise group. Well, I mean, not that Nongshim was part of that. Well, welcome to the Nirvana group. Not that Weibo was part of that, but they're definitely repping their region's lower groups there. So Atakan's now getting started. This was a very playable game. Now it is very hard if the Nocturne Oriana gets decent value. Kingen getting an angle with the Mega Blast Cone. Atakan getting started.
So going to try and find an alt angle across the Atakan down to 5,000 AP with a feather pull, and the Lee Sid's going to be pretty hard necessarily to stop the steal. It just come on through nonetheless though, and they kill off Xiaohu, and it's just going from bad to worse. Kingen with a choo-choo train on the backline, and Weibo Gaming flip at Atakan, and the burgers with their fries go straight to Nongshim, who eat them up greedily.
And it's a great bloody game for most of it, and then suddenly it's a lights out performance. Nongshim take 2 big fights, a ton of things go their way, including 2 mid lane turrets and the Atakan on the steal. They'll run down mid lane as well. They have the 2 grubs, the 45 petal stack as well. Nongshim firmly in the lead.
I genuinely thought with Feathers and Lee Sin secure that Nocturne was going to have a hard time securing that, and yet nonetheless it happens, and they get the fight afterwards. And Weibo Gaming, look, all I'm saying is I think they've taken the
off here. Anyone else roaming down? There's no Nocturne here. Calix is left out of sorts here. This should be an okay play to make.
Yeah, they don't even necessarily need the wave yet. They're going to try and find some value. Team's going to take some damage, so Golden goes the side of Calix, who can't find the shockwave. Nice kill. And a secure on that one. Well managed. They get the arm guard broken. The problem is, of course, that it's going to cost them an inhibitor turret.
Now, it's still a good trade given the state of the game. Should they have realistically gotten a kill on a turret? No, it's quite hard to. They're going to trade for 2 down here, actually. They use the Realm Warp to bring the minions further forward.
Oh, wow, they're charging in. They're going to try and get the double damage from the Scion. That's not bad. In comes the Nocturne and the Cosmic Radiance. Damage everywhere. Breathe needs to get back to the Fountain. Decent healing. Jiwoo survives, but managed to flash out, having a Cathian rain down the wall. And he ain't King and World's MVP from 2022. He don't have the skin, and therefore Cosmic Light tries to get some revenge and will at least help get a kill onto the AD carry, and so the game actually survives. Light, not bad.
Yeah, the game goes on. Nongshim take a bunch of turrets. I don't think they'd do that to us. Dragon is now spawning now. Teleport coming in from the Aatrox. Kingen's coming in as well. Tien will find out both Lehens and Kingen. Dragon is spawning as we speak.
Somebody said third dragon.
Yeah, it's been too much fighting to take it. It is still only 23 minutes into the game.
But we often do get to soul point at this point.
Jiwoo's coming out of base. Light is as well. So both AD carries late to the play.
This one gets a bit interesting. Gideon does not have Cosmic Radiance yet, still a long cooldown, and maybe he's getting some damage back. Where is that flank angle? Kai'Sa about to find an angle onto the Lee Sin. That's good news for Jiwoo, who blows up Tien on the flank angle. They've blown up Xayah from Gideon going in with the Paranoia too. It's just a win for Nongshim.
Nongshim will cleanly end the game at just over 24 minutes. It is 32 kills in 24 minutes, a proper bloodbath. Nongshim RedForce turning the Rift red as Weibo. They'll be ruining this one. I think this game was much more playable before that play in the mid lane. Breathe will breathe no more, and Nongshim will even up the series.
That was a game of League.
I mean, sure, it also is a champion that if you get hit with a cocoon, you don't have the natural tank stats that some of the other engaged supports have, so you will just get blown up.
See what Chris wants to do, though, right? Because they've gotten a huge lead for Light. I think he's pretty comfortable in this lane unless he really misplays. So where can Chris go to try to further accentuate this lead here for Weibo in the early phase? Good little dodge there from Lehens, but he is going to have to flash. Tien predicts it, gets the stun. One more auto from Light with the lethal tempo. No,
he's
and
dead.
The turret's actually going to get Lehens for his blood. Oh, Light.
Yep, that's the problem. We still haven't recalled here. Jiwoo gets this wave to himself. He even gets the cancel Tien. I would have loved to have seen Light and this bottom lane move into top side, muscle away this Gnar, because you know that you have an advantage. You know that Jinx is weak. And, I mean, she only has... Oh, God, Breathe is probably dead too now.
Yeah, pillar for the slow. Breathe doesn't even flash.
Play.
And Tien sitting on his. That's the big threat to Calix. He has to respect whenever the Elise and Caitlyn are together. There's a lot of burst potential. Kingen flanking around in mini-Gnar form. Gideon and Lehens are leading a bit of a charge. It's a Weaver's Wall coming down to try and trap Tien, and we might have to see one of those flashes come off the board. Or Tien just dodges any sort of crowd control and walks right back in to the belly of the beast. First grub down there. Kingen going to get engaged on with that Glacial Prison. Lehens gets a 2-man knockup, though, on Light and Chris. The rocket sinks through. Kingen is not going to be able to transform pretty soon here. Light is going to have to flash over the wall. The pillar, though, is really well placed there from Gideon. And the goal-leading Light Caitlyn is cut down.
That's 2 kills now. Let's go look at bottom side. Breathe just got himself a single grub that does go over to Weibo. But this is the value that Trundle I always talk about. Because Jinx would be really strong. Caitlyn is still waiting to finish a collector here. They're taking control of mid.
All right.
Oh, icy
Jimmy.
cold.
Oh my God, Xiaohu dodges the hard abilities, walks into
The stopping measure with having the Sejuani on your team. Breathe has to be careful. There's not enough members. Tien is coming, so is Chris, but they're going to be very late to this play. No Mega here for Kingen anymore.
Okay, Kingen trying to use the hens as a body block. He's going to walk back through the turret as Tien is here. Good double hop, though. Gideon going to get re-engaged on. Uses the subjugate onto Tien, and that's going to really shut down any sort of re-engage here from Chris or Breathe, knowing they can't get through all those resistances, and it's more turret plates farmed up here as Calyx is trying to pigeonhole Xiaohu in, knowing he doesn't have that Emperor's Divide. Xiaohu does have the ult coming back up shortly. Will he look to get crafty here out of the brush? Waiting for Calyx to step forward. There's the seismic shove missed. Xiaohu.
No!
Right. Okay.
Oh!
It was all bait. Light drops the ace of the hole, gets the kill on the bot side. We see Jiwoo. Oh boy. They're going to get the Jinx the reset. There it goes. Jiwoo gets excited. Breathe. You cannot hold on to that flash much longer, my friend. Trundle Pillar's going to force it out. Leheads goes after him for a grand entrance. It's a little short. And Kingen doesn't even double hop over the wall. So it's a 1-for-1 across the map.
All right, come on. Xiaohu, how much gold are we getting on the opposite side? We're not hitting this turret. We're not finishing this off. Side lane gold for Azir is nice. He'll finish his first item coming out of base here. This has to be an Asher suit. That's good. This is a good, I guess, recompense for what has been going on. Breeze should be able to survive. There's Hellbar behind.
Xiaohu, he held onto his ultimate and hardbar into 2, though. Breathe is fine. Crisp has the repel if he needs it, does get knocked up, or maybe he doesn't have the repel. He's cut down first. Xiaohu has to use the Emperor's Divide defensively, but the Trundle Pillar and the power of Jinx. Xiaohu's flank is brought to a grinding halt, and Nongshim turn their attention to more turret plates, and they're actually going to lose the plating now. They're just going to pick up this bot tier 1. Nongshim have so much more real estate on the map right now. Oh, it's getting worse.
Slayer, you know what I just realized? If this wasn't just LPL English, we could be, we can be a little balanced about this. This is basically a Nongshim 3-0.
Like looking at an Elise, and I don't know if it's just like having to watch Yanni Turbo lose on Elise after like the first 15 minutes.
He griefed me today, bro. He griefed me on this champion today. He was very old on the Elise.
It's just, all right, we'll save those discussions. Tien, the only tank? Yep, blown up. Jiwoo gets the reset. A lot of damage out of Light on the backside. Calyx flashes out, but he's on vision. Ace in the hole. Light gets a kill back here, but the problem is Jiwoo is accelerated, and Breathe is the next one to learn to pay the toll. Nice little slam there from Kingen, and there's nothing for Light to do. Flash doesn't matter. It's a 3-for-1 special here for Nongshim. I want to point out the turret the disparagement of turrets on the map as well. Like all these little pick plays in the jungle, these don't happen if you don't knock down the 3 first turrets. So it's really hampering Weibo's ability to set up because they constantly have to be clearing out vision in their own jungle, looking out for Lehens in their own jungle. This Trundle, this Jinx, this Talia that could pop out from anywhere. It's what really slows down any comeback mechanics for this one. And, well, a pillar wall combination. Nongshim are really dialed in on the terrain advantages they have in this matchup.
I think that the fact that we're looking for a fast play like that from Calyx is really heads up from him. They're going to summon the Herald in mid, just corral them away from the mid lane. Maybe they even get themselves an excited proc here. See that Jiwoo is connecting with the rest of the team as Gideon wants to look for something, but it is Breathe on a side lane. Try to finish this turret. He'll get it with the Demolish proc and the almost Trinity Force he has. It is going to be an objective bounty going over to Weibo, but they're losing everything else around the map. A turret falls in mid for Jiwoo.
That is a plus gold trade. Crystal going to try and blow him up. Redemption value. There it is for Lehens. But Glacial Prison is much better. Jiwoo flashing away, but Chris will follow with the repel, and Lehens is going to get bailed out by another clutch Trundle Pillar, but that is a good way to trade back the tier 2 gold that Jiwoo just gained by shutting him down.
They're not going to get anything for this. At most, what I expect is that Xiaohu will get this top tier 1. Maybe Calyx ends up teleporting after he finishes his blue buff. This is nothing here for Weibo. There's still 2 minutes before.
Elise, Jax has some AP and then Azir. And then also, there's no heal cut, so that Subjugate will actually heal you a lot with the Spear Visage. So we'll see how
the Spear Visage plus his W giving him an increased healing as well. He's pretty dangerous to deal with. I like the shout out there. This Otacon is for free. Unless Tien makes a miracle steal, which we've seen time and time again.
Nice Weaver's Wall.
Oh!
And he gets flicked, but he gets close enough. Oh my god, that went down to 1,300. They do flick Kingen back, but he just hops back over the wall and follows the rest of his team. And now Gideon's unleashed. Running down light. The Rocket's going to go wide, but the Otacon secured there by Nongshim, and they'll just set right back into their oppressive side lane set.
There it is. Talia Wall pulls him on forward. Now, I won't consider that a big team fight loss, but it was the Otacon, and now they have 36 petals, which, if you don't know, if you have the Otacon and you have above 30, you will get increased value from the Spirit Petals, giving you a little bit more experience, a little bit more adaptive force, as long as it's above 30. So, good job for Nongshim. They get to leapfrog over their opponents when it comes to experience, especially Kingen, who's about to be 3 levels over Breathe.
Not a good recipe for this Jax that really needs those levels.
Damn.
And just time to scale here. Time to start knocking on more turrets. Gideon loves swinging that club at structures. Bot lane tier 2 to go to the wayside. And you're starting to see the, oh my god, the power that Xiaohu is not able to wield, losing his flash now. The power for Crisp. It's so hard to play this Elise out once these comps just group up. Oh, it does set up for a good headshot, so at least Light gets 1 kill back. It supports traded. Oh my god, Light's damage is ludicrous onto Kingen. Gideon having to block the ace of the hole, or that would have been a double up.
Well, all of the experience. Look at the boots here from Nongshim. It's MR, MR, and then MR here for Lahens. There is no armor here coming on through from Nongshim, so they think the most important members are going to be Tien and Xiaohu here. Maybe even trying to stop a little bit of that damage from Crisp. It's the Dragon going up.
Range. He hits any of these spells, you get the slow, and you cut down that gap much quicker. Nongshim still pretty antsy, still want to play with what they deem to be a pretty significant lead, so they're going to overload back towards the top side again. I think, oh, hold on. They get the Cocoon onto Calyx into Glacial Prison, but he flashes back. There's enough damage coming through from Xiaohu. They're going to get the flank onto Breathe. Calyx is in desperate danger. Nongshim, can they even rescue this at all? No. They're going to have to secede their mid laner. It took all 5, but Weibo gets themselves...
Kingen also will not have Mega Gnar for this, so this is now a window for Weibo to try to get into the pit here. Tien's moving up forward with Breathe. Crisp is right behind him, and Xiaohu is just now entering the play. Baron might go over.
Oh, Tien, though. Look, he's trapped up next to the pillar. Gideon just needs to finish the Baron. Tien can't get it. He tries to flash desperately, but it goes down. And Jiwoo gets excited off the Baron and doubles up on the kill on top of Tien. Charm knock up onto Light. That was a served up supper for Gideon to munch down on, courtesy of Lahens. Breathe with the Counter-Strike stun is just going for a desperate play. It's Xiaohu with a huge flick back, but it was too little, too late, and they might have just signed their death warrant with the solos dropping. Nongshim may have sputtered in game 1, but they've looked dominating ever since, and they will go to the upper semifinals of the Asia Invitational with a game 3 win over Weibo.
That's going to be Nongshim going and waiting for tonight's opponents. BNK Fearex versus D plus Kia. And now Weibo waiting for either of these opponents in the lower bracket. Congratulations over to them.